You may recognize that this is our first ever dudes-only episode of Secular Sexuality.
Well, I've heard nobody ever wanted to hear what dudes had to say about sex. So,
I think it's more that they're just goddamn tired of hearing what dudes have to say about sex. We've been kind of dominating the conversation for like 6,000 years or so. So it's a nice opportunity to, you know, give some voices to other people. But I also think that we have a little bit, maybe a little bit of apologizing to say, maybe at least a little bit of acknowledging some of that extra volume that we've been afforded for basically all of our lives.
It's going to be like a bros night.
Bros night, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like my whole life is an apology. I work on it every day, I promise.
Were you ex-Catholic or no? Okay, yeah, all right.
It's like I apologize after every sexual encounter anyways, so.
Wait, you don't?
Okay, so this is about right, yeah. Well, that being said, you know, the idea for tonight's episode kind of came to me recently when my girlfriend went out of town for a week, and you know, we're missing each other, and things have been kind of dialed up to 11 recently. You know, it's, you know, a long time to be apart. Those libidos are flaring, and so there's some texting back and forth, and things getting a little steamy, and so then maybe she sends me sort of a provocative picture, and then I say, "That's a really cool picture. Thank you for sending that." And then we both go to sleep, and that's the end of the conversation. And it wasn't until we talked about it later that I realized that I have been trained over and over again that guys are these like sex-craved monsters that are just always wanting to look at naked pictures, and women, of course, are genteel angels that would never have that kind of interest.
Yeah, she wanted nudes too, man.
She did.
What
She
the hell?
absolutely did. And it only occurred to me, I mean, here I am doing this show every single week, and I am still, even if I don't believe them, somewhere inside of me are all of these false beliefs about how women don't crave sex, about how, you know, more vanilla people don't have any libido, about how, you know, this was a big one growing up as a Christian, that men are the visual creatures, that men just can't help themselves when they see something sexual, whereas women just want to be held and touched and cuddled. And I am here
to be cuddled.
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
I mean,
who doesn't?
Right.
But the idea here is that women like sex too.
Yeah.
Women like looking at naked people too. Now, I think plenty of women out there are maybe sick and tired of getting unsolicited pictures of dicks in their text messages. But that doesn't mean that in a relationship, somebody wouldn't want that. And I had to acknowledge and admit to myself that, man, I believed that bullshit without even really necessarily realizing that it was kind of buried in there. So that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about this week, is just those things that were drilled into us, just really beaten into us.
I'm going to take this really heavy, really fast, but if women didn't like sex too, wouldn't we have pretty much weeded ourselves out or naturally selected for rape?
I mean, that is a very interesting question, and one that we are going to try and look at. But it's definitely what we call kind of the standard narrative. You know, we talked to Dr. Hector Garcia recently about sort of the evolutionary aspects of our psychology, of our sexuality.
I was really excited when you had Hector on.
It was a good time.
Oh
it was so much fun getting to just pick the brain of two doctors. I mean, here I am with no business in that conversation asking two PhDs about bukkake in front of a live audience.
Oh, that is a dream come true.
That is absolutely.
I love it, dude.
My career,
right
my career is peaked basically.
Just done.
So for the rest of the show, I'll basically just be coasting.
So your career is not the only thing that's peaked.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I knew we were going to get that single entendre as soon as possible.
That's why
we have him here.
Yep.
So we would love to hear sort of your maybe male confessions, or honestly some things that we may even still have these blinders to. I mean, all three of us are active, aggressive, professional atheists.
Yeah.
And yet, with all of that progressivism, there's still a lot of decoding and a lot of bullshit that we maybe hold on to. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. I do want to take this time to acknowledge the flurry of activity when I came into the studio tonight. There was so many people running around, so many people getting pumped and prepped and ready for this Saturday's Atheist Day. Eric, can you tell us a little bit more about that, and we'll run the video?
Yeah, sure. So this Saturday, it is this Saturday. Whatever you're doing this Saturday, stop.
Don't do that.
Get your ass to Austin. Come and join us. There are so many people who are going to be here. We're going to have Jim Heldon, Aaron Ross, Seth Andrews. We're going to have
you.
And you. And we're going to have representatives from Foundation Beyond Belief, from the FACT group, from Haiti. People coming out from Haiti. We have, it's going to be phenomenal. Tracy Harris is going to be speaking. We're going to be at the Capitol. It's going to be International Atheist Day. International Atheist Day. It's the first, and we even put together that ad. So around the world, secular groups are gathering this March to celebrate the first International Atheist Day. While we encourage atheist groups to come together and celebrate, we invite you to join us. Because lacking religion does not constitute hate. Because in many parts of the world, disbelief can have tragic consequences. Because it's time to create an international community. Because where we can be counted, we should. Stand up this March 23rd and join us as we demand to be counted. Yeah, no illusions. Gonna be there. Oh my gosh, and it's gonna be emceed by some Amish guy.
Yeah,
dude, I'm stoked.
Hey,
yeah, Jamie is going to be emceeing the whole event.
Oh, so Jamie's an Amish guy.
Have you seen his
did
beard?
you see that headshot? Which, by the way, there's some nice headshots, gentlemen. Y'all, I need to step it up, get a little more
CGI.
You
do it all in post.
all right.
Don't worry.
Okay, everything's in post.